Hello, I'm so happy to have you here. And let's start today's webinar. And thank you so much for joining. And I acknowledge you and your hard work and finding time to attend this webinar. Today's webinar, we are going to see how difficult patients could destroy our life and how to avoid them. As a former RCGP chair, Professor Claire Gerarda mentioned, being a GP is about more than knowledge. It's about having excellent communication skills and being able to make a diagnosis at initial presentation, and that is what the CSA has been designed to assess. As you know, exam fees are very high nowadays, high cost to candidates, and in UK they charge around £1,600 per sitting for our CSA exams. And it's a challenging and comprehensive examination. And good consultation results in win-win situation for you and your patient. Any failure, it causes huge psychological and financial burden to us. So my aim is to train you so that you can rock your consultations and pass your exams with flying colors. It is important that you start preparing for it as early as possible. Okay, so first of all, please tell where you're from in the chat box below. For example, I am from Yorkshire. So I know where you're all from. There are two. Okay, you're from Bradford and Stella from Bristol. Right, okay. And Adila is there. Welcome, Adila. Okay, let's move on. Please share your questions, your struggling points in the chat and comments, and I can cover it. Okay. I'm going to open the poll question. Please mention about your choice. Which topic do you want to hear in our next webinar? I can prepare and, I can do that. I will give priority to that. Thank you. Pediatrics, dermatology, psychiatry. Right. Okay. Let's see them in the next forthcoming webinars. From my side, I have got two promises. One is to have fun, to learn how to deal with difficult patients and how to avoid anything happening very drastically, and how to avoid it escalating, right? Getting worse. So we will learn about how to avoid them. And promise number two, if you're ready to go deeper than this training, if you're ready to rock your consultations fast, brilliant. We will offer you an invitation to join our CSA Smart Success online course. At the end, we will go through the example case scenarios and we will see how we can deal those. And don't miss this. Stay with us. The first few housekeeping rules. have a pen, notes, and have some water, tea, or green tea, coffee, whatever. It's nighttime in UK, so I have avoided coffee and have got some water. And turn off any distractions like your mobile, your Facebook, your email, everything, right? So give 100% attention and dedicate your time just for our difficult patients at the moment, right? Be with me. You're in the right place if you're confused about the different consultation and communication models and you don't know how to prepare for your exams and you feel so much overwhelmed and don't have the time to try and figure it all out yourself, right? You're not really sure what's working now and you want to identify the easy steps to pass your exams. You want to learn from someone who is doing it day in, day out and can guide you step by step. And the most importantly, you have a strong will and determination to pass your exams this time. I have seen many students, they will be wondering, why is this not working? What I'm not getting? They'll be confused, worried. I can tell you 3 words. I can't relate. Yes, I can relate with you. As you know now, I'm a mom to Adi and a GP in Yorkshire, UK. And I have got gold medal from President of India when I was doing my, equivalent to A levels. And in UK, I have done all my degrees and diplomas. And I have studied in India, UK, and USA, right? So I may look like a successful doctor. But the truth is, I struggled just like you. I had gone through multiple books, attended many courses, done my diplomas, and learned by trial and error what not to do during our consultations. And I ended up identifying what actually works. So as soon as I finished my GP training, I thought like, okay, knowledge is power. I have to share. I have to bring this knowledge to other students. I don't want other students to fail their exam, and I have seen many students going through that difficult phase. So I don't want it to happen to another student. So I thought, okay, let's start a website to share our knowledge. I actually started a blog. It's a free blog, and then I converted it into as a website. It's called www.csasmartgroup.com. It's free. It's completely free since 2012, and I just started it for the doctors who felt like lost little Nemo, as I felt. Now it has helped thousands of students all over the world, from New Zealand, from UK, Middle East, India, US, Canada. So I'm so proud of this website. Then I realized knowledge is not power. Yes, I mean it. Knowledge is not power. Execution triumphs knowledge every day of the week. As Tony says, he's one of my awesome mentors. So I wanted to teach how to execute our knowledge. We have got so much medical knowledge since I'm a medical school, right? But we have to execute it in a different way. So I started Consultation Skills Academy, through which I offer CSA Smart Success online course. It's a 4-week course. It's awesome. You have got so much in it, and it has helped hundreds of students globally. Let's see your key to success. Do you want to know about it? The key to your success is to become an amazing presenter. Yes. It doesn't matter how much knowledge base you have. It doesn't matter where you did your medical school, but it all matters how you present yourself on that day during your consultation. So you have to learn how to become an amazing presenter. Why do we need to be like that? Because in the first few seconds, we have to make that impression. We must make the patients to know us, like us, and trust us. And we have got only few seconds to minutes, right? So we have to practice that. Why do we need to be an amazing presenter? As Tim said, we have to own it. Anything that we want to be good at and anything that we want to succeed at, we have to own it. That simply comes from practicing, and practicing in the right way, learning from the right people. And we have to find time and make it happen. We can't just say, I don't have time, I'm a busy mom, I have got this, I have got that. But it is the main key to our success. So we have to find time and make it happen. We don't find the time to do things, we make the time to do things. And I know you can do it too. Dream big and you can achieve. And I will teach you exactly how to do it. So today, you're going to learn how difficult patients could destroy your life and how to avoid them. The first point is why challenging consultations are bad for us and could be a costly mistake, and how to avoid them. If we have any difficult consultation with patients, it can take up a disproportionate amount of our time, resources, and our emotional energy. They will make us to feel stressed, anxious, we would be very angry, and we feel very helpless. We can even start to dislike the patient and try to use avoidance strategies. A difficult consultation will leave both of us and the patient feeling frustrated and dissatisfied. It can decrease the trust in you, in your doctor-patient relationship. Sometimes these patients can make you question why you became a doctor in the first place. It is very difficult to cope up if we have any complaints, especially GMC complaints and all. So first and foremost duty is to learn how to avoid this. Now we are going to learn how to tackle when we encounter a patient who is angry, manipulative, demanding, or downright nasty. This is a very important point. We have to remember labeling the consultation rather than the patient as difficult creates opportunities to influence our perception of the difficulty. So we must always love our patients, right? And we have to see the consultation. Okay, the consultation is difficult, so how I can improve, how we can prevent it getting much worse, right? Not all patients are happy people. And sometimes they can truly test our compassion, patience, and communication skills. Especially in A&E, I have come across so many patients. So we have to learn to how to tackle those kinds of patients. For me, from my personal experience, when I worked in A&E, I was really, I got frustrated seeing alcoholic patients like abusing us. I was very upset. I was thinking, is it because I'm a female doctor? Is it because I'm from India? So many things will come to our mind and make us sad. Then one day I realized, this is nothing about me. This patient who is under influence of alcohol, they're not able to think properly. And they need our help more than any other patients. Then my perception entirely got different. Like, then I started to see them with compassion and love. But still, I will be very strict and say that we have got zero tolerance to any abuse, physical or verbal abuse. And I'm here to help you. So I will ask the patients to help me to help them, right? So that eased off my mind, and then I started to enjoy those situations. And whenever I ended up helping them and making them feel better, I I thought that that is why I have become a doctor. That is my passion. That is my purpose in my life. It brought me huge relief and huge happiness. Even after like 8 hour shift, even at the middle of the night, I would be so happy that I was able to help them. So this is the mental aspect, right? How we see the patients will change. So we have to label the consultation as difficult, not the patients. Sometimes patients can be uncooperative, hostile, demanding, disruptive, and unpleasant. They might have unrealistic expectations or be willing to take responsibility for their health. Whether you encounter a patient who is angry, demanding, nasty, sometimes these patients can make you question why you became a doctor in the first place. All it takes is that one patient who sincerely says thank you for us to remember why we are there. We can handle the difficult patients with a little forethought and tactics. It just takes another step of education to diffuse these tense situations and come out of the encounter with your compassion intact. Let's look into the essentials of an effective communication in these scenarios. Gentle eye contact is a must. And remember to have a kind facial expression. Our body language will say more than what we say, right? So be cautious. Have some warm tone of voice and try and do some expressive hand and body gestures, and have a relaxed disposition. And watch how you're talking, your speech rate. It should be slow and steady. And keep everything short and sweet. Okay, now let's see the third point. Do you know what is HALT? H-A-L-T. Interactions can be more difficult if the doctor is HALT. And let's see how to avoid them. HALT stands for hungry, angry, late, or tired. So just be aware. Like if you're hungry, grab something quicker. If you're angry, just, briefly meditate or have some deep breathing exercises for a few seconds. Or ask for help. Talk to your team. Make them understand that you're not in good position to see patients that day or that time, or have some 10 minutes break. If you're late, again, get help, prioritize, and make the patients aware, alert the system, ask the receptionist to let the patients know that there might be a few minutes delay in seeing them. And if you're tired, again, listening to good music will help for a few minutes. Meditation, for me, I will meditate for like 3 to 5 minutes. Breathing exercises, it will help. Dehydration is the main thing. So, drinking some water, hydrating yourself will help. So make sure you're not hungry or angry, late or tired. Let's see the fourth point. How to use strategies to cope with difficult patients to achieve a satisfactory outcome to your consultation. Remember, our reaction to a difficult consultation can make matters worse. We might find ourselves making subconscious changes in behavior, such as body language and degree of listening. Arguing or talking over the patient or interrupting the patient can lead to a downward spiral in the interaction. Being aware of such difficult consultations and using strategies to cope with them should help both us and patients in achieving a satisfactory outcome to your consultation. If you do what you have always done, you will get what you have always gotten. So this is the right time to observe your senior colleagues, how they are tackling with these difficult patients. Sometimes even observing the nurses and receptionists will give you so much knowledge, an idea what language to use, how they're using the tone. You can learn from them, right? So whenever you have chance, just observe, ask them to role play and learn from your senior colleagues or your trainers and be prepared. I will tell these to all my students, the domains you need to know to boost your success rate with confidence. There are 3 domains. First one is data gathering, technical and assessment skills. The second one is clinical management skills. And the third, the most important, is interpersonal skills. Gathering and using data for clinical judgment, choice of examination, investigations, and their interpretation. And you must demonstrate proficiency in performing every physical examinations and using diagnostic and therapeutic instruments. You must recognize and manage the common medical conditions in primary care, and you must demonstrate a structured and flexible approach in your decision making, and demonstrate the ability to deal with multiple complaints and comorbidity. And you must demonstrate the ability to promote a positive approach to health. In interpersonal skills, you should be able to demonstrate the use of recognized communication techniques to gain understanding of the patient's illness experience. You must be able to develop a shared approach to managing the problems. Practicing ethically with respect for equality and diversity issues in line with accepted codes of professional conduct. Now let's see the features in detail of passing candidates and failing candidates. This is very vital. We must know these differentiating qualities, and we must improve the factors responsible for passing. The passing candidates, they are fluent, interactive, and relevant. They are able to take patient into medical world as a shared partner. They are open about lack of knowledge or uncertainty and make use this constructively. They actively monitor during their consultation. While the failing candidates, they use the time very poorly. Their time management is awful. They are uneasy with or unable to acknowledge own ignorance or uncertainty. They use more scripted summary than checking understanding. They are unaware of personal space. Passing candidates can take a focus history that includes all relevant information. They embed questions in previous response. They are very alert and they listen to the patients fully. Failing candidates use very formulaic questioning, which can become interrogative, and they repeat the same questions. Sometimes the sequence of questions doesn't make any sense. Passing candidates appear knowledgeable and refer to recognized algorithms or modes of practice. They're able to suggest solutions to problems. They offer a range of reasonable management options likely to be agreeable to the patient. They're very good in getting the patient's ideas, concerns, and their expectation, and they try to meet them. While the failing candidates, they show very insufficient knowledge base or ability to think of realistic and effectiveness alternative. They fail to integrate and apply knowledge. They put off making clinical decisions or a clear diagnosis. They don't appear to grasp the dilemma if there is one. In interpersonal skills, the passing candidates, they connect instantly with patient. They are non-judgmental and they are actually interested in the patient. They reformulate explanations using helpful metaphors. They can meet patients halfway. They pick up patients' agenda, accent, or cultural approach. Failing candidates may look like more doctor-centered. The patient's concerns are not addressed well. They may look like patronizing. They are unable to explain effectively. It may be wrong or not tuned to patient's need. They may use inappropriate terms. Sometimes they may be over patient-centered to the detriment of clinical outcome. Okay, now let's see the ways to boost your confidence. Start practicing for the exam earlier on. Understand what the exam is testing. Read through the RCGP, CSA feedback statements, and examiner's suggestions on how to improve on each one. Many trainees only read this if they fail the CSA and are preparing for a reset. If you can learn what makes people fail, you will know what to avoid. Please set up a study group with other trainees and try to practice cases regularly. Try to do joint surgeries with your trainer so you can get feedback on both the communication and clinical aspects of your case. Try to do some video surgeries. You need help from your practice team for this to work effectively. You can ask the receptionist to let your patients know that you're videoing as part of your training and ask for a consent form to be signed if they're willing to take part. Make it very clear to patients that these videos will never be used for anything other than your training. They can change their mind at any time during the consultation. Watching yourself on video or going through them with your trainer often helps to pick up communication issues that could otherwise be missed. This is very vital. Even nowadays, we do video our consultation and watch them, and then we can see how our body language, the tone, the voice, our gestures. It's amazing. You can learn a lot. And join a course as soon as possible. RCGP CSA courses like eMedica, CSA Prep, Mentor CSA, Aman Aurora. These are all awesome courses you can join, and you can of course join our CSA Smart Success online course. Okay, now we are going to see the fifth point, how to manage angry, aggressive, or demanding patients with example cases. But before that, let me cover my promise number 2. If you are ready to go deeper than this training, ready to rock your consultation fast, we would like to offer the invitation. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I love the sayings from Zig Ziglar. He's one of the most amazing mentors. So you have to start from some point, right? I have given you a lot of actionable information and we are going to see the example cases. But it is like a bird's eye view. We can't cover everything in this 1-hour webinar. And you have to know where you're now. And then you already know the point B, where you want to be. So you have to find how to fill the gap. And there are multiple ways to do that. One is like so chaotic and you will lose so many weeks and months and years to do that. And I have seen some students just, lost in this. And some students, they struggle and then they will find a way and then get. And some students, they are very smart. They get the help they need and they take they give their best and they will pass the exams. So I want you to be the student which takes the shortest route to be. Don't waste your time and money. And I know you're one of the most hardworking students. That's why you're here on Friday night. Remember, it's impossible to get from where you are now to your dream. You have to come from your dream. So you exactly know how the most efficient doctor will behave, will conduct their consultation. So you have to think from that position. And then you have to see what I have to learn, what I have to unlearn and relearn to be that person. And please don't struggle alone. Don't do it. You have to be honest now, like where you are now, where you're struggling, where you're lacking. And one of my mentor, Tony, says, at any moment, the decision you make can change the course of your life forever. I have personally seen this. Many of my students have passed and they are now like successful GPs all over the UK. Many have passed their MRC GP International. I'm so happy for them. But at the same time, I have seen few students who know that they have to improve, but they don't take that action. They don't come forward. They don't that extra step to give their full attention and full work, because you need to have an intensive training to pass your exams. And they fail, they cause huge disruption in their family, and they will go through depression, they will change career, and they will be kicked out of the GP training. It's horrible. I pray for them actually. My aim is to prevent doctors failing in CSA, because you all deserve and you all can. So at this point, we have got a defining moment. So we have to choose this decision wisely. And right decision can make our future successful, joyful. So you have to take massive action now. Imagine if you want something you never had, you have to do something you have never done. So take this first step. Nothing will work unless you do. Change is mandatory for extraordinary results. A coal cannot be a diamond just lying, leisurely on the beach. It has to go through that tremendous pressure, that awesome heat. Then only it will become a diamond, isn't it? So we are all like diamonds, and we have to increase our capacity to do a better consultation, improve our consultation skills and communication skills. Then we can shine as a very confident doctor who is getting so many thank you letters from the patients, right? So I'm just like you, and I want to do something back to the society. But I was like a shy girl from India. So I got help from these awesome mentors, Brandon Burchard, Tony Robbins, Christine Kane, Jack Canfield. And I love what Tony says. If you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you will achieve the same results. Exactly. You don't need to struggle alone. But you have to take the massive, determined action. The real competition is the person in the mirror, right? Especially when you're going for exams like CSA, you'll be scared of other competitors like local candidates. But the real competition is the person in the mirror. So focus only on you. Make sure to improve your skills. Work every minute, every day, and try to improve your skills. That's all. You will be a better person than you were yesterday. And please have unshakable faith. You're here already a doctor, you have done your foundation courses, you have finished your MBBS, you're already a successful doctor. So don't afraid about your post-graduation exams like CSA. And may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Imagine how will your life change if you could pass this exam this time. You will be a successful person, your family will be happy, you're a great role model for your kids, and you'll have a rocking career. This is what exactly I want for you, right? And best wishes. Let's do it. I'm here to give you exactly what you need to rock your consultations and pass your exams. That being said, what's your next move? Are you ready to rock your consultations? If you're ready, I would like to offer you the invitation to join our CSA Smart Success online course. Let's do together. We'll give you lots of examples that show you exactly how to do something from A to B, the shortest and quickest way. My promise to you is in 4 weeks, you will rock your consultations with confidence and ease, even if you have failed before or your money back. Why this is different? We cover not just theory, we cover body language, mindset, voice, choice of language. And we are a very intimate small group coaching program. You have direct contact with me and you can ask specific questions about your specific challenges, and truly no risk guarantee for you. Why most trainings will fail you? I have observed that the information is not enough or too much theory involved. There is no effective personal feedback. There is no direct access to mentors. No time to ask specific personal challenges. Sometimes the trainers are too busy. Most of the time, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know about your black spots. Sometimes you will be doing the same old way again and again without realizing it. Okay, who is this course for? If you're confused about the different consultation styles and you don't know how to prepare for your exams, you're in the right place. You feel overwhelmed and don't have time to try and figure it out. You don't know what's working now in exams, and you want to learn from someone who has personally achieved it and can guide you step by step. The most important thing is you have a strong will and determination to pass your exams this time. Who this is not for? Non-action takers, complainers. It's a huge no. I can't tolerate these people and don't want to waste time on them. And it's instant online access. You can learn from the comfort of your home. And it has huge curriculum. You have like 12 training topics, which include like around 26 special topics worth around £1,997. And you will have a 6 smart steps to your success, which go through in detail about exam method evaluation, personal evaluation, patient and examiner evaluation. Then you can develop your own rapid success plan according to your own needs, how to develop successful partnership and relationship with patients, and how to take action and implementation strategies. And you have group accountability. We have got secret Facebook group. You can post your videos on it. And this is the only way you can get personal interaction with me. And you will get loads of other things, which equals to £600. And we've got so many webinars and master classes in like women's health, men's health, genetics, diabetes, substance misuse, sexual health, palliative care, of course, difficult consultation skills. All these comes around £2,997 with 20 years of work experience. It's priceless, isn't it? You don't need to put your whole 20 years back to learn all these. You can learn from my experience and my mistakes. You don't need to do those costly mistakes, right? And any members can join this CSA Smart Success Academy as a gold member for £97. It is in my website. You can have access. You can join. So you always wonder like why the price is so low. Just to help you to pass your exam this time. I believe you deserve it. And I can do it for you. That's all I can say. Wait, there's a surprise gift just for you being a webinar attendee. This is only for you, right? And you will get this instant online access only for £47. And for that, you have to click the red button. And first action bonus, the first 5 who are joining now will get free Ask Me Anything Skype session, and it's worth around £497. But remember, it's only for the first 5 to join. Take the leap. Don't design now, try first. And if you're not happy, the risk is on me. 60-day money back, cancel at any time, no questions asked. Many students will think, will this work for me? Dr. Ansar Hayat, he is one of my awesome students. He's a GP in Yorkshire. He was a former Yorkshire regional representative as well, and British BMA's trainees as subcommittee member. He said that he was very glad that he attended my course at the right time. And Dr. Bindu, one of GPs in Leeds now, and she told that my course boosted her confidence, which is very important for CSA. And Dr. Mahipal Vemila is one of my awesome students. He's a GP in Doncaster area. He told me that my course guided him how to prepare for the exam, and he thought he was very lucky to attend this course. But I would never leave our exam to luck, right? We have to take steps. So if you want to join, you can click the yellow button on the right box and you will be taken to the page. And it's only £47. This course is available for £97 for anybody who is not attending this webinar. But this is only available today. If you lose this, only during this webinar, right? If you lose this, then you have to go back and pay £97 to join us. So if this resonates with you, I welcome you to join us. We are so happy. And you don't need to have a PayPal account. Just pay using your credit or debit card. It's very easy. And remember the fast action bonus as well, which worth around £497. You're saving a lot of money, but it's worth. So join us and click this button to join, right? Okay. What results can you expect? In 4 weeks, you will rock your consultations with confidence and ease, even if you have failed before, or your money back. The secret of successful people, they did what pros do and got the help they needed at the right time. So that's what you have to. So join us. In our masterclass, in our online course, the same difficult consultation made easy masterclass will cover everything. How to manage angry patients, aggressive patients, challenging patients, demanding patients, problematic patients, patients with multiple problems, and language barriers. It does have example videos and so many example cases to practice. And we will deal with all the 7 types in detail. There are 9 modules and it's awesome. Right. Now we will go back to our 5th point. Learn how to manage angry, aggressive, or demanding patients with example cases. First of all, let's see how to manage angry patients. One of the most common types of patients we see are the angry patients, but this emotion can hide a great deal of emotions that have nothing to do with anger. I have come across many situations like this in A&E and when I'm doing out of hours in the night time. The patients might be in pain, or they might be afraid about like what's happening in them, or they might be worried about their kids. So they just come and ask in a very angry voice, but they may not be angry. So we have to pass, and then we have to ask like, let me help you. What do you want? So we shouldn't just taken back by their anger. Patient anger is uncomfortable for the doctor and can lead to poor communication within the consultation, dissatisfaction, and patients are more likely to complain. Someone who is acting angry may simply be frightened, defensive, or resistant to what is going on around them. It is important for us to take a step back from the patient who is angry and ask what is really going on. If the patient is actually frightened, then you will have to approach the patient differently than if they are truly angry over something, such as a long wait time. Even anger over a long wait time can mask a fear of not knowing what is wrong with them. The best course of action is to carefully interview the patient to draw out what they are feeling. Use reflective statements. I can understand how you feel that way. Try to discuss possible solutions with them. Simple, most satisfying approach to diffuse anger is an apology combined with short explanation. For example, I would say I apologize for your long wait. It's been a hectic morning. Some of the patients have needed extra time. That's it. That's all sometimes the patients want to hear. They want to be heard. They want to be understood, and they want to be acknowledged. And they should see that we are ready to, apologize to them. And we are also humans, so we have to make them understand that. That's all. You can use these simple steps. Allow the patient to vent their anger. Very vital. Don't try to stop in between. Just listen to them. Acknowledge the anger. I would say I can see you're really angry about this. I'm really sorry that it has happened. Understandably, you're very angry as this is a very frustrating situation you're in. Then offer to explore the situation more in depth. There are more layers to the anger and frustration often. This is very common in our out of hours and A&E situations. During the consultation, keep calm, utilize a neutral tone of voice, adopt an open body posture, move back from the patient so there is plenty of space for the patient. Do not become defensive. Do not take it personally. Be aware of the position of the door or any emergency button should you require it. This is very important if you're dealing with patients with substance misuse or psychiatric patients. Your safety is the priority. Some of the points to remember: acknowledge the patient's anger. Sooner you do, it will diffuse their anger quicker. Express what you see. Acknowledge the feeling. I would say, you look really upset. I'm sorry. Show sincere empathy. This is very vital because they're all humans. It's not normal to us to be angry on somebody else, isn't it? So that should be a valid reason. So believe the patients, think that they have got some strong reason behind their angry, and show empathy. Use your tone of voice carefully. Explore to find out what exactly happened. Please ask them, tell me about it. What made you angry? What happened? You look upset. You're in pain. I'm sorry, how can I help you? Please help me to help you. Something like that, which comes as natural. But you have to prepare certain things and practice. Encourage the narrative. Be inquisitive. Let me know what happened. Tell me more about it. I'm so sorry, that must be frustrating for you. I'm so sorry that you have gone through such a thing. I'm so sorry that you had been waiting for a long time. I'm so sorry that you are in pain. Just acknowledge them. Mirror the patient's language. This is very vital. It will make them feel that you actually listen to them when you are mirroring the patient's language. Allow the patient to vent their anger. Acknowledge patient's frustration. Offer sincere apology after listening. This is very vital. Then it will look real. Like, I'm so sorry that you're feeling this way. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. Remember, when we are saying sorry, we are not saying that whatever happened is wrong, right? We are saying that this is happening to you and they are feeling that way. That's all we are saying. And thank them for bringing to your attention. Thank you for sharing your feelings with me. And gather relevant information from medical notes. Take focused history of what happened, like past medical history, allergy status, etc. Re-acknowledge patient's anger. Offer to address complaint. What would you like me to do to help you today? That is very important. The two words, what would you like me to do to help you today? So we are telling the patients what I can do for you now. That is more important. And take personal responsibility. Here is what I could do. Here is what we have got methods. Here is what will happen next. Here is what I could do. Assure the patient that you would bring the issue to the significant event meeting and you would take measures to rectify and avoid it happening again. And be clear with your compliant procedure, local policy. And always try to acknowledge compliant within 3 days. Always demonstrate sincerity. Explain about your practice compliant procedure and try to recap the points covered and demonstrate transparency. Show positive attitude and be positive. And please keep accurate record keeping. Offer to review the patient and arrange follow-up. Remember to have a safety net, be flexible, and share options. Keep it simple and reassure appropriately. Demonstrate multi-team approach. At the same time, don't let down any of your other team members without knowing what exactly happened. Let's see how to manage aggressive patients. You can deal with aggressive patients by remembering some simple rules, but you should also consider how an aggressive patient impacts you emotionally. When dealing with those aggressive patients, it helps to watch our language as closely as possible to prevent the situation from escalating. Usually difficult, angry, and manipulative patients will attempt to draw you into a shouting match, pull on your own angry emotions, and attempt to bait you into becoming verbally aggressive. First, calm yourself and take control of your own emotions. You need to address them calmly, avoiding the so-called negative language. Something like "you neglected to" may seem careless. If you say that, it may indicate that they are lying. If you say like "I fail to understand how," it might make the person seem less intelligent. And using phrases like "you should" will look like more demanding. These language gambits can lead to an escalation. More appropriate would be positive language approaches to de escalate the situation and give the patient no opportunity to overreact. For instance, you could say, "It seems you have a different viewpoint on the situation. Let me explain out my position." This statement allows the patient to be heard and allows you to state your side of the argument. Another good positive responses might be suggest to you. An option open to you is, "I would like to offer." This allows the patient to know what their options are in a non-threatening manner. Be professional and stay calm. Try to see from the patient's perspective and always work together with the patient to find a solution. Act in the best interest of patients. Have a debrief with colleagues or mentors after a difficult consultation. Consider a training session in mastering challenging interactions. Join a program like CSA Smart Success and get ready for your exams. Let's see the resolution strategies. One of the most important steps you can take when confronting an aggressive patient is to remain calm. They may attempt to provoke you into an argument and try to have you engage emotionally. This is the last thing you should do because your anger will only lead to fuel their own. It will lead to an escalating of the situation and a possible lapse into physical violence. Speak softly and refrain from having a judgmental attitude. Try to remain neutral, although it may be difficult with an irrational patient. Put some distance between yourself and the patient and do not make intense eye contact. This could set them off. You also should try to demonstrate control of the situation without becoming demanding or authoritative. You should seek to smooth the situation rather than bully the patient into better behavior. Offering latte would help you to get more marks. Latte stands for LATTE. Listen to the patient, acknowledge them, thank them for bringing to you, take action to rectify, explain what would happen to prevent. Now let's see how to manage demanding patients. Usually, demanding manipulative patients will attempt to draw you into a shouting match, pull on your own angry emotions, and attempt to bait you into becoming verbally aggressive. Verbalizing the difficulty with the patient can help define the problem. For example, you might say, "We both have very different views about how your symptoms should be investigated, and that's causing some difficulty between us. Do you agree?" This approach names the elephant in the room and avoids casting blame. It also externalizes the problem from both the patient and the doctor and creates a sense of shared ownership. Verbalizing the difficulty can help to build trust and opens the way to considering working together towards a solution. These simple strategies will help you to manage demanding patients effectively. Showing empathy, non-judgmental listening, patience and tolerance, direct approach, and defining limits of time and content in advance. This is very vital. Referral to various consultations, lab tests, alternative medicine, and mental health services. Confrontation with the patient. Recommendation for transfer to another doctor, or sometimes use of humor would definitely help. Involving the patient's family will help you a lot in some situations. Let's see the example case scenarios. There are so many difficult patients, right? The silent patient, the talkative patient, vague patient, angry patient, sad patient, denial patient, anxious patient, patient with somatization, the dependent or demanding patient, the dramatic or manipulative patient, the long suffering masochistic patient, orderly and controlled patients, maniac, restless patient, the paranoid patients, superior patient. Some difficult consultations include breaking bad news, caring for the dying patient, conflicted roles, solving conflicts. So be prepared. Role play with your seniors, with your trainers, with your colleagues, with your other students, and be prepared for every situation. You may not know which one you will have in your exam. Let's see the first case. Mrs. Jill Peter is the mother of our 17-year-old patient, Sharon Peter. She came to our office asking to see us. In the scenario, you will discover that the mother found an appointment card in her daughter's pocket while doing the laundry. She demands and insists to know the reason for her daughter's visit. So Jill might appear very demanding, manipulative, but as a doctor, we have to think about the confidentiality involved and why Jill is concerned. We have to try and get her concerns, worries. We have to try and get more information from Jill as a mom, why she's worried, what she wants to do, what she's expecting, what she's scared of. So it's a huge consultation. It's a different consultation, and we can do it without compromising confidentiality. And it's like walking on a sword, right? So we have to be very careful what information we tell Jill. The next case is Jack Michael is 32-year-old man who came to the office for the first time. We will discover that he's out of town and has headache. His doctor prescribed a painkiller with codeine and he wants you to prescribe it again. He interrupts you repeatedly and rudely during your history taking, telling you that his doctor had already asked him these questions and there's no point to repeat the process. So we have to be cautious with this demanding patient and his drug seeking behavior. So he might be like substance misuse patient. So we should be ready to explore more and tell him what we can do and what we cannot do. And we have to be careful to make sure our safety is priority. This is the third case. Anand Roche is 32-year-old businessman who came to our office because his wife insisted that he should see it. In the scenario, we will discover that the patient is restless, pacing the room, and refuses to sit down to talk, full of joy and happy, and don't want to discuss that being so happy is an illness. So he's obviously a case of mania. So we have to be very cautious how to deal patients like him. Safety is priority, and we should know which team we have to involve if there is any risk for his life. So we should be able to assess the risk and get the team involved if needed. So what we learned today, we learned why challenging consultations are bad for us and could be a costly mistake and how to avoid them. How to tackle when you encounter a patient who is angry, manipulative, demanding, or downright nasty. Sometimes these patients can make you question why you became a doctor in the first place. We also learned what is HALT and how to avoid them, and how to use strategies to cope with difficult patients to achieve a satisfactory outcome to your consultation. And we also learn in detail how to manage angry, aggressive, and demanding patients with example cases. Now, I would love your feedback. So comment or email to us, csasmartgroup@gmail.com. You can comment in the comment box below. And if you're in webinar, you can chat. You can do the chat and let us know. And let's do it. You can do this, and I believe in you. And grab your fast action bonus now. This is only available for this webinar attendees. And thank you, Peter, for joining. Welcome. I welcome you. And my secretary will send you an email. And join us by clicking this yellow button. I'm so happy to see you in person. Bye-bye.